Hey guys, how's it going? Kyprotonic here. I have a standard battle here for you against an opponent called TrueVillany. Looking at the opponent's team, I kind of see that he has a Dragonite, so initially I need to get Stealth Rocks up for that. I also need to be careful with Starmie because it's more likely to be the Rapid Spinner. Gyarados and Dragonite will probably needing those Stealth Rocks out of the way. Gengar is always a pain to deal with sometimes. Magnezon's going to actually be able to trap like my Scizor and Ferrothorn, so I need to be careful of that and cautious, because if I get trapped, it's probably more likely that most Magnezons are going to be carrying a Hidden Power Fire. And Jirachi on any team is usually kind of a pain, with the Body Slam and Iron Head combination. So overall, the opponent's team is very good, and yeah. Potential leads, I really don't know. It could probably be the Jirachi, for like Stealth Rock, because yeah, that kind of would make sense, but I'm going to lead with Rotom, and he's actually going to attempt to lead with his Gengar, which is not too much of a bad matchup for me. I mean, I am faster, but I could have gone for a Hydro Pump. I don't know if that would have OHKO'd from there. Probably would have done. Maybe, I don't know. Gengar doesn't really have the best special defense in the game, so it probably could have done, but I go for Volt Switch just so I can actually scout what this Gengar wants to try and do, and then go into something that I thought maybe he would have tried to do, which was Shadow Ball. Instead, he actually goes for Substitute. I know he can actually take one hit from this thing, possibly two, depending on the HP stat and like how much Focus Blast does. I actually am specially defensive, so that's quite nice. I do break the Substitute finally with the Power Whip. I'm just gonna make a double switch out because I thought maybe he would bring in Magnezone. It kind of made sense to bring in the Magnezone just to go for the Magnet Pole Trap, like trap me inside the battle and I cannot escape. So I switch into Gliscor just to do that. Now I'm going to make another switch. I'm going to go into Rotom. I kind of thought Gengar was going to come back in there, expecting the Earthquake. So yeah, that's why I switched into Rotom, so that's kind of good. I'm not going to overpredict again. I'm just going to go for the safe Volt switch whilst he brings in a Jirachi. And yeah, that does a decent amount of damage, but yeah, I can actually get switch advantage now. I'm going to switch into Heatran. I thought maybe he would switch here, but I guess he wants to kind of get up his Stealth Rock. I really don't carry the Fire Blast. I think I've got Lava Plume on this thing. So yeah, that kind of does work sometimes. But yeah, we're both lit up by Stealth Rocks. And now I thought maybe he would switch, but then he shows me Thunder Wave. That kind of did scare me just a little bit because I usually don't see Thunder Wave all that often. Although it used to be quite often used in the 4th generation metagame, but usually I think a lot of people run Body Slam and Iron Head mainly on their Jirachis these days. So I'm gonna go for the Raw whilst he actually brings in his Starmie, I guess to obviously try and scare me out with the potential Hydro Pump or even like a strong move such as that. But I roll him out into Dragonite, which isn't too bad. I'm a little bit scared just because I don't know if it's going to be DD, bulky Dragonite with a multi-scale. But then he shows me Outrage, and considering that the amount of damage that did, I'm going to assume this is Choice Banded because that was actually kind of an overkill on damage there. So I'm going to be a bit of a pain. I'm just going to go for Protect so I can actually try and get the confusion early and hope I do get the 2-turn Outrage, which he does. So it isn't too bad overall. He now decides to switch out, expecting I think the Ice Fang, or just didn't want to take any form of confusion damage if that was possible. I go for the Ice Beam on the incoming Starmie. Obviously that's not going to do anything. So I'm kind of forced to switch here. I'm just going to go into Ferrothorn on the safest option. I thought maybe he might have predicted that, but I guess not. He now decides to switch out, go straight into Magnezone. And at this point I didn't really think Ferrothorn was going to be that much useful. I mean, yeah, he's going to trap me with the Magnezone, but if anything, I was playing a bit too cautious. I probably could have predicted the Magnezone switch there, but that was a little bit too risky considering, he could have predicted my Gliscor switching there. I really don't know. I didn't want to make the over prediction too much. And now he double switches into Starmie. I thought he might HP Fire them, might finish me off, but it turns out he's not going to do that obviously. So he then shows me the Rapid Spin. I was like, oh yes, of course, Rapid Spin. What am I thinking? Setting up those entry hazards quite early on in the game. So I'm just going to Power Whip, and he actually allows me to kill off the Starmie, which I guess is fine. Now he brings back in the Dragonite. This was kind of a pain on match because I actually wasn't capable of getting up my Stealth Rocks after this, I don't believe anyway. So He does get the crit there with the Earthquake. I don't know if it mattered. Probably not, considering I am more specially defensive. So I'm just going to go straight into Landorus, and I'm just going to predict his Jirachi switching, which was the correct decision. And I'm actually going to be able to two-shot this Jirachi. I thought it was a one-hit KO then, but it wasn't. It was actually a two-shot. I'm not going to over-predict because I don't see the point in him wanting to you have this Jirachi around any longer. Yes, probably the only usage would have been for Thunder Wave. But, I mean, yeah, he couldn't really do anything else with it. So, Gyarados is going to come in. I thought maybe he would try to do an over-prediction. I just had to go for the Stone Edge just because if I was up against like a bulky version or DD set of this Gyarados, I just really wanted to try and kill it as soon as possible. I almost do, which was kind of good, but he's going to be able to finish me off there with the Waterfall. So now I'm going to go into Rotom. I'm just going to go for the safe Hydro Pump. I thought maybe not giving my opponent the switch advantage there. That's kind of why I went for the Hydro Pump. I don't know if it was the safest move or the best option to do there. I probably should have Volt switched and then like switched into Heatran on whatever he wanted to decide to switch into anyway. So here I actually predicted maybe the Outrage just a little bit. I didn't think he would do that considering I do have the Heatran. I'm more likely to be carrying the Protect. But yeah, I thought maybe he would Earthquake there a little bit more, but guess not. He's just going to continually go for the Outrage, but I actually do get the 2 Protects off, which is quite good. And yeah, that's going to prevent the Dragonite from inflicting any more damage upon my Heatran. But he decides to stay in, pulls off an Outrage, and that does actually finish me off there. So I thought maybe just a little bit more, but no, it just dies. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to go into my Scissor. I'm just going to Bullet Punch this thing just because it will be a 2-shot from this point, and I thought maybe I can live well, I'm confident I can actually live a CB Outrage from that standpoint of HP anyway. So predicting his switch out here, I'm going to go into Gliscor because I thought I don't know, I was playing stupid there. I should have just Bullet Punched the thing and just finished it off. That was just a terrible move on my behalf. I really don't know what I was thinking. I thought he was going to do something else there. I really don't know what I was thinking there. I do apologise for that silly mistake. I'm just going to go for the safe, I think, Superpower here, yeah. Because I thought maybe Magnezone was going to come in. And that's kind of why I went for the Superpower. And I actually just get screwed over there by the Gengar. So that wasn't really good on my behalf there. So, yeah. Gengar is going to set up the substitute. And, yeah, I am kind of in a predicament now because I only have my Rotom and my Scizor left, whilst I think he has Gengar, Magnezone, and the Dragonite. I'm just going to Volt Switch to break the substitute whilst I go back into Scizor. And yeah, Shadow Ball's easily going to finish me off from that standpoint of HP, because I'm actually quite low. I'm only on red HP there, so it's kind of trickling down to the last few stages of moves. And yeah, I have to lock myself into one move, and I decided to go for the Hydro Pump just because I figured it would easily kill off the Gengar from there. And I forgot about the extreme speed, so I was like GG at this point. But then I survived, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of turned into much more of an interest of a battle. And I do finish off the Dragonite just barely, I believe. And Magnezone comes in, and that's actually just going to be able to survive one Hydro Pump because I'm actually scarfed over Specs. So guys, if you enjoyed this battle, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and I'll catch you guys in the near future. Peace.